In the news this week, Scotland votes to criminalise parents who smack their children, plans for compulsory relationships and sexuality education face public opposition, and abortion giant BPAS opposes a move that could save the lives of the unborn. Hello. Parents in Scotland face criminal charges for smacking their children after controversial legislation on a ban was backed by Scottish politicians. Despite public opposition and warnings of widespread investigations into families, MSPs voted by 84 to 29 in favour. The bill is scheduled to come into force in the coming months. Some MSPs challenged the legislation, with Oliver Mundell and Liz Smith among those to speak out.
We can say we don't want to criminalise parents, but this law, as the Lord Advocate, as multiple legal figures have said, changes behaviour that is currently not criminal into a category of behaviour that is criminal. Yep. So therefore, it does open up the possibility of prosecutions.
There is an increased likelihood that we will have a criminalisation of parents. It may not be many, but there is that risk. And that is why this bill has got so many faults.
Campaign group Be Reasonable, which is backed by the Christian Institute, said politicians had ignored parents and the wider public.
It's incredibly disappointing that Scottish politicians have voted to criminalise parents who smack their kids. It's just another example of politicians being completely out of touch with the beliefs and the concerns of ordinary people. We know poll after poll in Scotland has shown a majority against the ban, and we also know that experts have told politicians that the ban is a bad idea, and they've all been ignored. And I'm afraid it's ordinary people who are going to pay the price for this. So the Be Reasonable campaign is going to continue, and we're going to be monitoring this every step of the way and standing up for ordinary parents.
A consultation on compulsory relationships and sexuality education in Wales has been met with overwhelming opposition. 88.7% of respondents said parents should retain the right to withdraw their children from the classes. Common objections to the lessons included children being too young to understand the topics and the need to protect them from being sexualised. One respondent said young children should be allowed to have a childhood free from sexualisation. Parents can best decide what and when to discuss such things with their children. Following publicity of the widespread opposition, the Welsh Government announced a fresh 8-week consultation, but is again proposing to remove the parental right of withdrawal. John Denning, the Christian Institute's education officer, said, "This question has already been asked and answered. Many people would regard the Welsh Government's decision to consult the public and then ignore them as contemptuous." A Christian doctor who challenged transgender ideology at work has lost his claim for discrimination at an employment tribunal. Dr. David Macareth was in training for a disability assessor post at the Department for Work and Pensions, but he was forced out of his job after saying he could not call a man Mrs. or she. The tribunal ruled belief in Genesis 1:27, lack of belief in transgenderism, and conscientious objection to transgenderism, in our judgment, are incompatible with human dignity and conflict with the fundamental rights of others. Dr. Macareth says he will appeal. And finally, a move that could save the lives of unborn children is being opposed by British abortion giant BPAS. Bereaved parents say a change in the law on investigations into stillbirths is necessary to prevent future deaths, and the government says it is supportive. But BPAS claimed stillbirth should be treated as a negative outcome in the pregnant woman's care, and that fetal demise should not be referred to as death because the child did not have legal personhood status. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.